Good evening, Kenton community. My name is Sabatino Samato. I'm your superintendent, and this is your weekly Connection update. High overview of the Connection. In my section, we talk about our District Leadership Council and the special project that they did in collaboration with the town of Tonawanda. Of course, we're focusing on Juneteenth, why we are off from school tomorrow, and just a little bit of the history behind Juneteenth there. Safety tips for families, focusing on digital safety this summer, school and district highlights, and then we finish off with a recognition. And wait till you hear this story about one of our students. Let's get deeper into the Connection. So first in my section, DLC, District Leadership Council. They are formed from the combination of principal leadership councils from our secondary schools, so our middle schools and our high schools. They come together. This is a group that we formed when I first started here in Kenton, myself, President Matt Shamara, along with our two student board representatives this year, Emma Cudzillo and Dominic DiGiulio. They work together to lead kids to do service for the community. And this year, the service was really working with the town of Tonawanda and taking some picnic tables and having these contests at the schools for artwork, and then coming together as a team and putting our artwork on those tables. Check out this story. Just such a great job. Thank you to everyone who was at our ribbon cutting just yesterday. And thank you very much to our kiddos for doing such wonderful work. Check out that story. Then we get into Juneteenth. I want to remind everyone there is no school tomorrow. Our district offices are closed. But I want everyone to remember why everything is closed tomorrow. And we have a little bit of the history of Juneteenth. Remember, back in 1865, all hope for survival of the Confederacy was lost, and General Robert E. Lee and Joseph Johnston had surrendered to the Union forces. But in Texas, especially during that time, there wasn't communication like there is today. They were very slow to come onto the new terms of that surrender. So Juneteenth, it really signifies Union Major General Gordon Granger arriving in Galveston, Texas to enforce Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation, which freed slaves. And folks, Juneteenth is really commemorates for us, reminds us that it is also our opportunity to reflect on the importance of equality in our nation and always fighting for nothing less. Then we get into our safety tips for families. Digital media. Folks, parent to parent right now, it's very easy for us to become even more complacent during the summertime with our kids utilizing technology. I want you to be very careful there. Like I said, dad to dad, dad to moms. It's the biggest mistake that I made with my kids, and my kids are great, but they absolutely had some mistakes with digital media. This gives you some tips on just some things to do and some standards to set. Remember, as parents, it's okay for us to say no. And I just want to remind everybody of that, especially when it comes to digital media. Check out that section, a resource for parents. Then we get into our school and district highlights. Hoover Elementary pays tribute to Carmela Rose Lopez. Former band students return to bid farewell to Phil Agulia. Student Athlete Advisory Committee collects sporting equipment for families. Ken West Girls Leadership Academy helps out at Animal Shelter. Hoover Elementary unveils new sensory pathway. Athletics Department hosts Student Athlete Appreciation Lunch. Kenmore Junior Senior High hosts Mental Health Fair. Franklin and Holmes Elementary take part in Girls on the Run 5K. Franklin and Hoover Middle face off in volleyball tournament. Hoover Middle 7th graders tour Kenmore West. And Hoover Hoots prepare bags for children's birthdays. And that brings us to our recognition. And folks, listen to this story. One of our Kenmore East kiddos, senior Caleb Wilkins, do you know that he really, truly saved a life this past Saturday? People trusted Caleb so much that when there was an emergency, he received a call. One of Caleb's neighbors who's receiving dialysis had an emergency. Her port came undone and she was bleeding uncontrollably. Someone trusted Caleb enough to call him in that emergency because they know Caleb is taking BOCES coursework through our school system and really training to be an EMT. Caleb got over there, did a tourniquet. Caleb literally saved his neighbor's life, and we couldn't be prouder. So thank you very much, Caleb. And so, Caleb's story is exactly the true example of what it means to be Kenton, strong, proud, and help to move Kenton forward. Caleb, you are everything that we really want all of our kids to turn out to be. That's why, folks, we work together as a family, as Kenton, to see these results. This could be some of the toughest times of our school year for families, especially parents. Making sure kids are finishing strongly, making sure they're doing well on exams, really pushing them to study hard and finish hard, because that's what brings Kenton together. Thank you so much, folks. Have a wonderful weekend.